She's on Culture Spill. It's a video over there I'm finna react to. Shout out Culture Spill. Go subscribe to their channel. And yeah, man, it's about MIA speaking on the whole Jay-Z situation, how Jay-Z had her career stalled and whatnot, allegedly. So without further ado, we finna go over there and check that out. Tap in. Let's get to it.
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Roc Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People turn around and thank Beyoncé. Everyone now, and even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a so I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record.
Hey yo. Now, you know how they say all these accusations with people doing this, that, and the third with the whole devil worship and all that. We can't say we haven't seen Beyonce in, you know, odd pictures, odd photos, you know, odd costumes. You feel me? A lot of Baphomet looking type ish. You feel me? So she got a point. That's, you know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
That. All be a witch. All be that. All of that. All of them.
When I tell y'all that Jay-Z being mentioned in one of Diddy's lawsuits has got all types of skeletons crawling out of his closet, baby, I mean exactly that. Guess what? MIA is back and she is exposing more of the things Jay-Z and Beyoncé were forcing her to do when she signed to Jay's label. And I'm talking about plastic surgery, satanic rituals, and so much more. Better get seated because this tea is blazing hot. Okay, just for a bit of background, MIA joined Roc Nation management in May 2012, and this was right before her fourth album, Mantangi, came out. But in December 2013, she revealed that she was leaving the label, and that drastic switch reportedly happened after Roc Nation pulled a trailer for a documentary shedding light on the behind-the-scenes preparations that went into crafting her then latest album. Then once her ties with the label soured, she issued a statement via X saying, "I'm leaving Roc Nation. Thanks to everyone who supported the MIA #Mantangi LP. Happy New Year." Now, other than the documentary drama, MIA's decision to leave the label was also after her 2013 album release, Mantangi, was delayed multiple times, and she cited creative differences as the reason for that. She said at the time, "At the moment, I've been told it's too positive, so we're having a bit of an issue at the label. They're like, you need to darken it up a bit. It's like, we just built you up as this public enemy #1, and now you're coming out with all this positive stuff." Well, we all know that even though her time at Roc Nation was short-lived, she still had controversies here and there. For instance, back in 2012, MIA made a...
It's a storm brewing in the entertainment world, and MIA, the British rapper known for her electrifying hits like Paper Planes, has ignited a firestorm of controversy. Her recent allegations against Jay-Z and Beyoncé have turned the spotlight on the dark underbelly of the music industry, from claims of being pressured to undergo plastic surgery to the ripple effects of alleged manipulation. This story reveals a whirlwind of allegations, power plays, and personal betrayals.
Appearance at the Super Bowl halftime show, during which she briefly flashed the middle finger. Afterward, she was in the middle of a nasty legal battle with the NFL, even filing a lawsuit against her. The NFL claimed her gesture was in flagrant disregard for the values that form the cornerstone of the NFL brand and the Super Bowl. According to the NFL, MIA breached a pre-show agreement to maintain the NFL's reputation for wholesomeness, and the league argued that she broke the contract as a publicity stunt, and later upped the fine to $16.6 million, which they claimed as restitution for the alleged public exposure she gained as a result of the event. After the NFL sued her, MIA issued a statement that said the lawsuit was completely ridiculous, and they were scapegoating her into figuring out the goalposts on what is offensive in America. She also said it was a massive waste of time, a massive waste of money, and it was a massive display of powerful corporations' absurdity. She said that they wanted her on her knees and saying sorry so they could slap her on the wrist, but she wasn't going to do it, especially since there were also young girls in cheerleading outfits doing all sorts of provocative moves at the event.
And if you find the larger picture where it zooms out, there is a row background scenery of 10, 15 cheerleaders, young black females that Madonna got from a local high school in Indianapolis, and they're all under 16. And if you look at them, they're wearing cheerleader outfits, hips twisted in the air, legs wide open, and in this very position. So now they're scapegoated me into figuring out the goalposts on what is offensive in America. Like, is my finger offensive, or is an underage black girl with her legs wide open more offensive to the family audience?
But this wasn't even the worst thing that happened, by the way. Apparently, instead of having her back and helping her navigate the issue, Jay-Z was the one forcing MIA to sign a ridiculous deal that would leave her broke for the rest of her life. For those who recall, in 2018, MIA reflected on that moment and spilled the tea about how Jay-Z was pushing her to sign the deal that would leave her broke for the rest of her life. She told Huck magazine, "I was at Roc Nation at the time, and Jay-Z was managing me." The lawsuit was so ridiculous. It proposed that they would keep 100% of my earnings for the rest of my life if I ever earned more than $2 million. Jay-Z was like, "You should sign that ish." And I was like, no. Then after MIA did the interview, she tagged the story and told people to read it before it got deleted from the internet because she knew Jay-Z was capable of having the article deleted from the internet.
I don't know why they always try to get these people to sign these deals. You know what I'm saying? These deals that are in no way, shape, or form in the artist's favor. And just think like every artist is going to nonchalantly sign it or just like blindly sign it. In other words, shout out to her for not signing it. I've seen contracts, you know, that look very appealing. It's just certain ish is not worth it, bro. Salute to her for that. Anybody out there?
MIA joined Jay-Z's Roc Nation in 2012 with high hopes it was a move meant to propel her career to new heights. But what unfolded paints a starkly different picture. In a leaked video, she alleged that Jay-Z pressured her to get plastic surgery. This wasn't just an offhand comment, it was part of a larger pattern she described as the industry's toxic beauty standards. She claimed, "Even when I met Jay-Z and signed to Roc Nation, the first thing he told me to do was get plastic surgery." The bluntness of the statement speaks volumes about the kind of expectations placed on artists, especially women, in an industry driven by appearances.
Tonight, Jay-Z's attorney filing a letter to the judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's story.
You should always advocate for yourself.
It comes after our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party. She says at the party, she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. It's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. "I feel like I would remember that, and I don't," he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said she stands by her statements. "I have made some mistakes," she said, in remembering what happened 24 years ago. "Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me." In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, "This incident didn't happen. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory." A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out.
Chloe Malas and
What makes this story even more shocking is the context. Jay-Z, already under the public edo to allegations linking him to a federal lawsuit, now faces scrutiny for his alleged actions. As a label executive, MIA statements don't exist in isolation. They contribute to a narrative that suggests a culture of control and image obsession, which seems to have permeated Roc Nation during her tenure.
Jay-Z is the first celebrity with Sean Diddy Combs. There is breaking includes allegations against Sean Carter, which is the real name of Jay-Z. Let's bring in Angie Seth, who has all the details for us of this story. And again, now, Jay-Z implicated in the lawsuit involving Sean Diddy Combs.
Indeed, Jay-Z, the husband of Beyoncé. So we're also sort of tracking to see any reaction that's also coming from this. But if we go now to what this lawsuit is about, Heather, the accused, as you mentioned, they're a 13-year-old girl, not being named. We're naming her as Jane Doe, as is named in the lawsuit, accusing both. This is a difficult story. Some of the details here can be difficult to listen to. But what the accused is saying is that this happened at an after party. One of the drivers of Sean Combs took Jane Doe to this party. Apparently, it was said that she signed a document referred to as an NDA before entering the party, was given a drink, felt woozy, went into a room, lie down, and then the accused says that's when the alleged rape happened. Both Combs and Carter also saying that an unknown woman was also present in the room. Carter is denying these allegations, did release a statement. This was on Rock Nation, and we're going to read a bit of this statement for you here. So Carter says, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. Carter goes on to say, I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes of honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Interestingly enough,
the fallout between MIA and Rock Nation was swift and public by late 2013. She had severed ties with the label at the time. It appeared to be over creative differences, particularly surrounding a documentary trailer that Rock Nation pulled without warning. Now with these revelations, the rift seems far deeper. Her parting statement, I'm leaving Rock Nation, thanks to everyone who supported the Mahash Matangi LP Happy New Year, now reads less like a casual goodbye and more like a veiled message about the turbulent relationship behind the scenes.
Response from that lawyer, Tony Busby, who has been involved in these lawsuits, and he says in part what he fails to say, and he's referring to Carter, what he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she sought only a confidential mediation. As far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. And interesting as well with this, Heather, is of course that mediation that was offered there. Instead, a lawsuit was then put against the lawyer. We're also noted that in Sean Carter, Jay-Z's statement, he only refers to the lawyer but not the accused in any of this.
So has there been any sort of reaction from, I'm thinking, Sean Diddy Combs or from his lawyer, or where things stand in his cases overall?
Right now, we haven't heard anything, but we are certainly keeping a close eye to track on it. But looking at now sort of an additional individual that's been brought into this lawsuit, and of course, as you mentioned there, regarding Sean Diddy Combs, 10 lawsuits, 27 or so accusers. What we've also been tracking is we know that Combs has asked now 3 times to be released from prison on bail. That has been denied by the judge. We, of course, know that he's been accused of kidnapping, drugging, and but that denial of bail 3 times, the judge ruling that evidence supporting a serious risk of witness tampering, this having to do with prosecutors alleging that Combs broke prison rules, contacting potential witnesses, using other prisoners' phone contacts, as well as coercing others within his orbit to post things in his favor. What we do know as well is, as we sort of continue to follow developments, this trial is not going to take place until next year, Heather, May 5th. Combs, of course, has denied all of the allegations, but we're going to be watching things very, very closely.
For sure, we will today. Thank you.
Adding another layer to this already complicated tale is the involvement of Bayai. While not directly named in Mia's plastic surgery claims, Bay's presence as both Jay-Z's partner and an icon within Rock Nation can't be ignored. Critics have speculated about her role in shape-keeping the label's aesthetic and cultural standards. Mia's comments about being one of the few women around Jay-Z who hadn't undergone plastic surgery seemed to indirectly point at the broader circle of influence within rock Nation, a circle where Beyoncé holds undeniable sway.
A federal judge has ruled the woman alleged. The woman says at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name, but the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a blackmail attempt." The multi-platinum artist, who was 30 at the time, his attorneys have denied everything about Jane Doe's account and pointed to some alleged inconsistencies in her story.
It's not just that this story is a lie and that it's not true. It's provably, demonstrably false. This never happened.
The judge writing that while Jane Doe can remain anonymous for now, she may be required to reveal her identity at a later date to allow Jay-Z's lawyers to collect facts necessary to prepare for trial.
Oftentimes, when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether.
Morgan Norwood, thank you. And Tony Busby, the lawyer representing Jay-Z and Diddy's accuser, says in a statement to ABC News, quote, "I will say that the coordinated and desperate efforts to attack me as counsel for alleged victims are falling flat. We won't be bullied or intimidated." And we did reach out to Jay-Z and his team, but did not get a response.
These allegations aren't just damaging to Jay-Z's reputation, they also expose systemic issues within the music industry. The pressure to conform to unattainable beauty standards often dictated by men in powerful positions is a story that echoes beyond Rock Nation. For MIA, a fiercely independent artist known for challenging norms, this must have felt like a betrayal of her core values. Her refusal to conform, to undergo surgery, as a means of fitting into an image dictated by someone else is a testament to her resilience.
A civil lawsuit alleges rapper Jay-Z Sean Diddy Combs back in October, then refiled on Sunday to add Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter. The plaintiff, identified as Jane, denied those accusations. Now, in a statement through his company, Rock Nation, Jay-Z responded to the lawsuit and the lawyer representing the plaintiff, saying, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are," his words, in a very public fashion. "So no, I will not give you one red penny." This lawsuit. Welcome, Jessica. A lot to talk about here. What can you tell us about the timing of Jay-Z's allegations, since he wasn't named in that initial lawsuit filing?
That's right. Well, we don't know for sure, but in hearing Jay-Z's response, I think one possible scenario is that the attorneys came to him and said, "We'd like X amount of money, and if you don't give it, then we are going to name you in a civil suit." Now, again, we're reading tea leaves here, but it would be reasonable to think that there was some discussions, let's say, behind the scenes. And sometimes what happens is that a celebrity feels like the accusations alone are so harmful that it's worth it for them to say, okay, here's this pot of money. Sometimes they feel like saying, giving over the money and having that potentially be reported will look like they're admitting guilt. Here, what we have is Jay-Z being extremely unequivocal in saying, not me, not it, no way, no how. And in fact, I think we might see a situation where Jay-Z and his attorneys might go after the attorney who filed the case, potentially asking for sanctions, potentially saying that this is a frivolous suit and or that there was no good faith basis to add Jay-Z to this complaint.
Now, given that this is a civil lawsuit, Jessica, what are your thoughts on the plaintiffs still going under the name Jane Doe?
Jay-Z, for his part, dismissing them as idiotic and a product of malice. His statements have been aimed at protecting his family and combating what he perceives as an attack on his character, my wife, and I will have to sit our children down and explain the cruelty and greed of people, he said, painting himself as a victim of baseless accusations, yet the timing of MIA as resurface claims complicates his narrative. It's no longer just about the lawsuit, it's about a broader pattern of behavior that includes his role as a label executive. Thanks for watching my videos. Subscribe my YouTube channel and get more videos about us famous celebrities. Subscribe for more related content.